Oh my gosh, a new video already? No way! Hello everyone, this is VGMaster2 and I am indeed back. Now it really hasn't been that long, but given how I said 3 whole months ago that I was going to be taking a hiatus with very minimal updates, still rather quick. As you can see, this is also a channel update. So you must be thinking, I have things to update you guys on. And I do. And you're already hearing some of it. For those of you who are new, or those of you who are coming back to this video in the far future, first of all, hi. Second, this is actually the first time I'm using my brand new audio setup. Those of you who were here for the last update know I was making a big stink over getting a new mic. You would also know that I'd already gotten the Shure SM7B that I wanted, but that I didn't yet have the preamp or audio interface. As you can tell by the fact that this video exists, yeah, I got them. So this video is actually part test in order to see how it makes me sound, in comparison to my old mic. There is just one problem, which I know at this point there shouldn't be, but there is. Now, when I was doing research, and by that I mean admittedly skimming through a few articles to find the best but also kinda cheapest one, I read that the Shure SM7B was really good for basically all vocal things for videos. Except it maybe isn't? Well, I did find somewhere that stated SM7Bs are sometimes used in voice acting. The keyword is sometimes. Now, for other people, this might be very well-known basic shit, but to me, a brain-dead pleb, the SM7B is what's called a dynamic mic. Voice actors most typically use mics categorized as condenser mics. So, I think you see the problem. The funny thing is, my old mic was a condenser mic. And the even funnier, but also depressing thing is that I maybe actually wasn't using it correctly the entire time I had it. Because while dynamic mics can just kinda work as long as you have the right equipment, condenser mics run on something called phantom power, which fuck me if I know what that means. Apparently, this needs to be activated somehow, and if not, mic no work so good. And yes, I'm aware the Focusrite audio interface I'm using uses phantom power, but you activate that rather easily in the control software, and it's more so for the Fathead preamp than the mic itself. Whereas, how the fuck was I supposed to turn phantom power on for a dinky little USB mic? So obviously, I never did. And if I actually did, I had no idea. So there's a higher chance that the problem was me after all. So what does this mean? Did I just waste hundreds of dollars on shit I don't need? No. As I stated last video, that mic was cheap and rather old, and no amount of phantom power is going to fix the fact that it shat itself every time its cord was slightly moved. So I made the right choice. It was time for a new mic. But if I don't have the right type of mic for voice acting, and voice acting is to be one of the 2 major parts of my videos, what do I do? Well, I've already come up with a plan. I will attempt to do voice acting with this microphone. If it's good, great, nothing changes. If I think it's not good enough, I will get a condenser microphone, and that will be used for the voice acting, while this microphone will be used for the calmer narration parts of the video, as well as any video that doesn't have labor-intensive voice acting, obviously, which I think is a fair compromise. This also won't be immediate. I will try voice acting a few characters with this microphone, those that appear in early videos, and then make the switch in later videos if needed. And obviously, that also won't be happening for a while, because I am still on my video hiatus, with a few exceptions, obviously. Or, well, one exception. I know in my last video I said I would do videos on Pokemon shit and Nintendo Directs, but not only did we not get a major general Nintendo Direct, and that there will most likely not be another until next year, and not only has Pokemon learned the mythical art of shutting the fuck up, I just kinda don't want to, because writing the script and recording the script and editing the audio and then all these visuals, it's obviously not the hardest thing in the world, but it still takes time. Time that I could be using elsewhere, like in honing my skills that I will be directly using for my main videos, which I want to be my reviews. And I just don't want to talk about anything else. I'm not afraid or ashamed to be openly negative about what I see in the presentations, but the fact is, continually nagging about the stupid or uninteresting shit in them, which take up most of them, is boring. Every single Nintendo Direct is mid to me cause I don't care about most third-party games. Or most first-party games. I'll see the Direct and go, oh cool, that exists I guess, and then I go on the internet and see everyone soying out and calling it the best one. You know, like some mainstream media Marvel review shit. It's the best one since the last one. And I'm sure it might be a breath of fresh air to see a quote-unquote Nintendo fan not soying out about every little thing, but that doesn't change the fact that it's just uninteresting when all I do every time is say, here's game they revealed, here's release date, I don't care, next game. Very seldom do they do something that actually surprises me in a positive way that gets more out of me than that isn't also skepticism. And Pokemon Presents have become so paint by numbers. It's literally 90% mobile slop, which is almost always previously announced, no new spin-offs, and ending with one trailer for the current game they're trying to push. Literally just the same shit every time. That's boring. And again, it's taking time away from me doing something infinitely more practical. If there's any game that happens to be in a Direct that I'm truly interested in, I might just make a review of it eventually. But I have a long list of shit to review already, and I don't just want to add every little thing willy-nilly. And as for Pokemon, I'm gonna review most of those. And they might be spin-offs, no I don't care what Game Freak says, but that includes both Legends games. But right now, I haven't even reached Gen 8, and yet here I've been doing videos on presentations and trailers about mid-Gen 9. I think it's far more optimal to just hear my fully formed opinions on the full games than my potentially insane ramblings formed from assumptions based on the small shitty snippets they cherry pick for their trailers. So yeah, instead of those being exceptions to my no video rule, there's just not gonna be any videos, except updates. And like I said last time, I don't want to do them just to do them. Only after I've made great strides worth updating people about. Which you could argue this is. Maybe I'll go back to doing presentation opinion videos when I'm like halfway done with my current slate of reviews, but that's not happening for a while. Quite possibly literally years. So very much do not expect it. But instead of saying what won't happen, or what might happen, what is happening? What's going on now and what's going to happen sooner rather than later? Well, firstly, I'm giving my most immediate upcoming review a second rewrite. Not much was lost because I never recorded the first rewrite, because the attempts at the first 5 minutes already sounded like shit between me and my old mic. But I'm giving it another pass because I think I I found a way to better condense and convey the information. And instead of going 0 to 100 on the visual portion, I can be more low-key and just use other videos' walkthrough footage of the game, with occasional cutaways. I think it'll be better that way. It's my first big, major, true video. I want it to be good, but I don't need it to be the best, most perfect one. Contrary to what I said seconds ago, and hypocritically though, I am going to say that that video is not going to be seen until 2025, because I am not going to do any long-form recording until 2025. I've said before that I have characters that I may need to do a lot of vocal practice for, and before, I did not have the proper equipment to do that. And I said that even when I did, I wanted to practice with my own voice first, which is literally what I'm doing right now. And I also want to focus on one thing at a time, which right now is the art side of things. So how's that going? How's the art been? Surely, VG Master 2, you've made improvements with your art during the past 3 months. Yesn't? For longer than the past 3 months, between all the other shit in my life, I have been working on one of my patented, highly cringe fanfiction comics. And I have released a couple pages and character references, which I will not be showing in this video because I am a pussy. And I also don't want to potentially date this video harder than it already is by showing you my terrible cringe. Regardless, it is up on my DeviantArt, also called VG Master 2. And if you happen to be seeing this video long after it's come out, then not only should the series be well underway, I should hopefully have even more things. This focus on art will continue until 2025 starts, to which I will obviously transition to focusing on the voice stuff as previously stated. There's an entire 4th left of the year, so hopefully I can keep the momentum going to get some decent improvement. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to break in the new mic and let everyone know I wasn't fully dead. Now, when's the next update? Fucking beats me. I definitely want to have one at the end of the year going into next year, but whether or not there's gonna be one in November, I don't know. Yeah, ending another video on a not so positive note, but it is what it is. And it is actually better than last time. If you want more consistent updates, especially on my DeviantArt shit, on top of monthly updates, I do weekly updates there too, to keep me motivated, focused, and busy. So check that out if you so desire. But with that said, I'm VG Master 2, and I hope to see you next time.